My name is Allyson Katana. I'm a musician. For a long time, I was mostly recording with Spy Hop during their open mic, but recently my friend Alex Cutler started working over at Archive Studios. So I booked 3 days for my band and I to go down there and record, and it was supposed to be 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., but we ended up staying until like between 1 and 3 in the morning every night just so we could get it done. That we finally finished an entire album, and it was cool. We wrote a song while we were in there, which was wacky, and it's just like a weird intro of my guitar feeding back, and we got somebody to come in and speak French over it, and so it sounds like really spooky. Ultimately, I'd really like to go on a tour and just kind of experience different music cultures in other cities. I just really like the idea of being able to go and be a part of different like music scenes and just kind of play in other venues and stuff like that. And I think the best way to do that is touring. And so I want to just kind of go around the towns and give a bunch of cool people high fives. There's some music I've listened to that I would have never gotten into if it weren't for seeing live. I used to get insanely nervous before shows. I would be trembling. I would have to make sure the first 2 songs we played are like the easiest in our set, no matter how like good it sounded, just because I would not be able to play anything finger picking or too complicated of strumming or too complicated of chords. And it was always like really awful, those like first 2 songs I would play, and then I'd get into it and then it'd be super fun and I'd be happy I was sharing everything. And I noticed the more shows I played that the more familiar faces I saw, whether it was just the people who ran the venues or people who just like always are going to shows. And so I started getting in contact with them and then going to their shows, and I feel like it's just a very supportive community. Like I could go play a set and have my guitar like hit a wrong note for every song, and I feel like people would still like find what was good in my music, and people would still be like willing to listen to like wait and hear what I had to say. And I feel like I'm always being heard, which is really difficult because getting into the scene I was nervous that like I wasn't good enough and that I wouldn't like that everybody would be judging me on stage, but so far I've had nothing but support. Now that I'm booking bands, I'm kind of realizing, like I've booked a lot of bands who play their first shows, and I see like the nervousness in them, and I'm just like, dude, it's all good. I tell them, I'm like, it's all good, and they don't believe me until after, and I'm like, I told you, man. And so now I'm kind of like looking at it from a different perspective as a booker, and it's just like, you know, it's not as big of a deal as I made it out to be in my head. It's like, if I mess up on something, I'm not gonna get tomatoes thrown at me. Nobody in the crowd has tomatoes. It's fine. But yeah, I think it's just made me more comfortable, and being able to be more comfortable on stage means that I can perform some more complicated pieces, which is really great for me because, you know, I feel like for a while I've been holding myself back just because of what I can actually physically perform on stage when I'm not trembling. So